Yeah, I'll never forget the first ultra that I did at 32 milers in Wachusett, Massachusetts. And like, I knew roughly where the event was. Like, I knew it was going to be on some hills, but I don't like to look at the course detail map ahead of time. And that surprised a
Mhm.
lot of people. 'Cause they're like, oh, Navy SEAL, like, he's going to be studying every detail. And it's like, there's a time and a place for it. But like, also when it comes to me in these races, like, I don't want to know. Like, I know there's
Mm.
going to be hills. Don't tell me how long the hill is because I'm going to climb it regardless. But I could
Right.
I'll never forget the race started with, they sent us right up the ski mountain. It was a ski mountain. They sent us right up and like, go right up the mountain. I'm like, oh shit. Like, all right. And you're like, it's like bouldering at that point. You're like climbing up boulders on all
Yeah,
four.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then you get to the top, you come down around and then they're like, go back up again. I was
Oh
like
my god.
doing this mountain twice. And like, so then you're like, holy shit. You get up to the top, you're like, oh, I made it. And then finally, like you go down around and do some stuff on the backside and then you came back. But like, just thinking like, there's a time and a place to like know details. And I feel like depending on the type of person you are, if you see those details ahead of time, like they're going to make us climb a ski mountain twice, like at the beginning of the
Yeah, you
race,
might
like
psych yourself out.
that's, that's going to deter a lot of people. But
Right,
for me, and like at least how I operate, okay, I know it's on a hilly terrain. That's enough. I'm not going to look at the details past that. And I'm just going to take
right.
it as it comes. Like, so I'll never forget that. But then the sucker for punishment that I am, I signed up for a 50 miler at that same location. I think it was the next year.
It sounds like you were, basically doing the Everest challenge.
Yeah. So that one was on my mind for this year. I looked into it, but I couldn't believe they were sold out. So I'll look into that
It
another year. But
it's
that
gotten
sounds pretty
crazy
savage.
popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
For people don't know that are listening, do you want to explain what it is for 'em?
Yeah, 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 so the Everest challenge, I'm pretty sure it's Jesse
I
Itzler,
think it
who,
is. Yeah.
kind of, like, started it a number of years ago, but he and also if people don't know, Jesse Itzler, he's married to Sarah Blakely, who started Spanx. He himself he started a jet company and then sold it, and then got into a number of other different investments. One of the books he wrote that is relatively famous, or at least because of the guy that lived with him is famous, David Goggins was a Navy SEAL and Ranger who literally lived with him and put him through crazy workouts, and then Jesse wrote a book about it. Anyway, his Everest challenge is going to some ski mountain, because that's the type of terrain you need, and then starting at the bottom and hiking, running, climbing, bouldering your way up, and then you take a lift down, and then you go back up, and you accumulate the same elevation as Mount Everest, which is in feet, 29,029 feet. Um, so from what I hear, I haven't done this. For what I hear, you're basically out there for like 30 hours going up a mountain and then getting lifted down, going up a mountain, getting lifted down, and rinsing and repeating for,
Awesome.
24 to 36 hours. I think the cutoff is 36 hours.
I don't know if you agree with this, but I think the hardest part in an event like that and kind of like the 4x4x48 is that there's starts and stops. So like you come down the gondola,
Mhm.
you have the choice of, do you want to go right back up and keep walking? Or do you want to stop for 1, 2, or 3 hours and like sit down, sleep, rest, massage, hydrate,
Yeah,
food, whatever? But man, when you stop getting that momentum going again,
100%. Yes. Yeah, even with races, if you stop at a, aid station for too long, that that first, those first steps, that you have to take to get back into it are the roughest. Yes.
but they say movement's medicine. But that reminds me of like, the 4x4x48 that got tough towards the end. Where like you stop, you get 2 hours and you can sleep if you want or shower, eat. But
Right.
like getting going again after you've already done, 40 miles, the legs just don't want to go. They don't. But like
Yeah, especially in
no
the middle of
matter
the night,
how
because then your body
no
also
matter
wants to
how
sleep.
stiff they are or how like tired and sore they are, you can always move, even if it's slow. And I think that's one of the big lessons in misogis and ultras is that moving a foot at a time is moving a foot at a time.